Alright, and the next box here are CSS styles. So this is where you can add your custom CSS styles to override the theme styles. So this is where you do your customizations. Now you might say to yourself, I don't know HTML or CSS. Well, I'm not going to go into detail about both of those right now. What I'm going to do is just show you examples of how I use them and how simple it can be. So what we're going to do here, the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to go back to the home page, and since I changed my background to blue, I want this button to be a different color. So if I right click, go to the inspect element, actually let me put this in the same window here, you'll see that there's actually no style within this HTML. This style is all CSS, and the way that the style is targeted to this button is this class here. So I see that there's a class called blue. So I go in here, I look at the style, and I actually know that they have built in classes for different colors. And the reason I really assumed that at first, because they have a class named blue, so I would just assume if they're going to do a blue class, they probably have other classes, and in fact they do. So you'll see they actually have the CSS styles already pre-built for you for different colors. So I'm going to be simple and just go red. So we're going to do a red color. Now the way that we do this, they don't actually let you edit the HTML. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little hack, a little workaround. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this HTML code. So they put this link here within a div, which really is just a container HTML element, and that has the class call to action. And as you hover, you see this is the top level HTML element. So I'm going to copy this, and go ahead and copy it, and I'm going to go back in my theme options here to the home page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go into the text area here because I'm doing HTML. What I just copied was HTML code, so we have to do this in the text area. And these were just generated when I pressed the enter key there. So let me get rid of them. I'm going to paste my HTML code. I'm going to get rid of all this empty space here just so it cleans it up. Get rid of all this empty space. And then now that we have this cleaned up, we have this button ready to go. I'm going to change this blue simply to red because I know they have a red style built in. So if we go to the visual, you're not going to see it because the CSS code won't apply to this page that we're looking at right now. But if we go ahead and we save the options, and I go over here and I update it, I should have two buttons now. One of them should be red. And as you see, that's exactly the case. So the way that we get rid of the second button is we go back up to the theme elements. If you remember, I said we'll come back to this, and you could just click this checkbox, disable the call to action button. So we go ahead and do that. And if we get rid of this, refresh the page, you'll see that we have just got a new button color, and we can actually go ahead and see what different colors they have and test it out if you want to do that. But I like the way the red looks with the blue, so I'm fine with this. But that should show you that that's the type of customizations that we're doing. We're not doing anything really, really crazy. We're not doing anything from scratch. We're just really saying, I think this looks good, but I think it could look a lot better if it was, you know, a different font, a different color, a different size, if it had a picture here. These are the types of customizations that will take a really good-looking professional theme to something that's highly customized, something that is one of a kind. That is what really gets you clients and what gets you the ability to charge more than your competitors.